Hey, yo, it's me, Pops Van Marmalade, and you're watching the Comics-Related Madness Network. Uh-huh. So come get some. CromCon. CromCon.
Fairview's coffee has mysteriously gone missing. Mayhem ensues when strange, coffee-craving zombies plague the city. Detective Mickey Potatoes, an overworked public servant, uncovers why ordinary citizens are losing their minds and how to stop the coffee apocalypse. But it involves the mafia. And when you're dealing with mafia crime families, nothing is ever easy. The mafia controls everything in the city, including the police, including him. If he breaks the mafia, they will break him. So, the city is without coffee. The city is burning before his very eyes, but he's powerless. Detective Potatoes has the power to stop the coffee apocalypse, but if he does, he could lose everything.
The writer and creator of numerous comic books and graphic novels, including Nightmare World, Tales of Mystery, Brave But Not Dead, all kinds of stuff. And I am super excited for you because you are getting to watch right now, right this moment, out of all the things we're really going to be doing, you're getting to enjoy and revel in the Madness Comic Network. And that is awesome. Thank you for being here.
It's Monday. It's time for some madness. Look, people, there has been some crazy talk out there. And it's all about something most of us don't care about. Look, I lost interest in the mainstream long time ago. That's why I became a champion for indie comics. Okay. And every stream this last week is, oh, can we save the big two? Can they be saved? Can they be? Who gives a shit? Make good comics. They will sell. Ain't that right, Mike? Just say yes, brother. Just say yes. I don't know if you know. We're live, brother. Can you see me? Can you hear me? We are live. We are live, brother. We are live. Right now, we are live. Come to the show. Come to the show. That when you hear that music, that madness theme music, that means we're going live, bro. That's the next, What's up?
I don't hear it because I had my headphones on.
You took them off as soon as I started playing the intro to go on the show.
Oh, Pops, that was a fairly modest beginning, but I have to tell you that a number of my other shows and friends have YouTube shows, and they have beginnings that seem to last an eternity, that are filled with these clever little snippets of this and that and voiceover and things that are put together in which I have no interest, and 90% of the viewers have no interest. So I congratulate you on the brevity of your intro.
I try to keep it short. I mean, we have sponsors. I want to play their ads. I ask them to keep their ads short, right. And then our intro, we just redid it. Doc just remade the new one with no voiceover, no nothing. It's just the theme music and the thumbnail. And
beautiful.
When you hear our theme music, we're going live, baby.
All right.
It's good to see you, Mike. Always.
Thank
you. Now look, what I was serious about it. It's like every stream I've watched lately has been about that other crap.
About what?
That other crap. Can the big two be saved? Blah blah blah.
You mean the endless intros?
I don't care. I mean,
I know nobody cares.
Every stream is like, even look, I love Eric. I love all these guys that are doing the thing. I love
what?
You're gonna kill me, Mike. I so agree with that. But the monocle look may be misinterpreted. Maybe the middle of the forehead.
No, I had eye surgery this morning.
I know. You told me that. What's up with that, man?
Just a little laser, clear out some cataracts.
Cool. All good. Went well, I'm sure.
It did.
Good. So, like I said, I had no idea Eric was going to go live with Dave, Kane, and Gabe right now.
I'm going live with him and myself next week.
It sucks when your show butts up against somebody big doing something big, but there's nothing you can do about it out here. You know where there is something we can do about it, Mike?
What?
You know where there is something we can do about it?
What?
We can do something about it on this in this other place. And it's all good. And we're right there. I don't know. I'm going to show you something. I don't know if you've seen this or not yet, but right now on the Madness Roku network, you can see the Baron Earl show.
Great.
With Jim Shooter, the Jim Shooter episode. That's the one we put up on the preview channel.
Thanks, Pops.
So you're on Roku, brother. I'm doing the thing. I'm not going to stop doing the thing. You know what I'm saying?
Not.
Now,
however, let's roll.
Yeah. You're working with Eric in the Rippaverse. You got frogs. You got Hogzilla.
Hogzilla's just limping along.
Is it?
Yeah, we got a goose Hogzilla.
We're gonna have to work on that then. What do you say we show that one off right now?
Okay. Are you live?
What do you mean am I live? Of course I'm live.
Oh, all right. Well then, folks, I apologize for my manner and demeanor.
Oh, you're fine, dude. Right. You have not been anything but your usual normal lovable self. Yeah, no. So what we got, let's see, let me get share screen up here. I'm gonna show you want me to show the Fund My Comic? You're on
yeah.
Right? You're on more than one platform here, right? With this one? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so $5,000 over there on Fund My Comic for a platform that's less than a year old. I'm not going to sneeze at that, right?
No.
You know, it's looking good over there. I like that people are giving it a chance. You know, would you like me to start with the video, sir?
Yeah, before you do, let me just say this, that this is a wildly entertaining comic. I can say with some confidence, it's more memorable than 95% of the other books out there. And that the reason it's not taken off is because in the world of comics, the products that do the best are superheroes, science fiction, and horror. And a humor book is like, what? But the name of the genre is comics. And Florida Man is guaranteed to make you laugh. That's a guarantee I offer. And if you don't laugh, I'll come over to your house and feed your dog beans.
Wow. And if that doesn't make you laugh. All right. Look, I might not laugh just to get you to come by and hang out. Don't offer people a good time, you know. And as always, my buddy, my backstage partner, my co-host, the dude, the man, the doc. He's here. What do you know about that guy, Mike?
Hi, Doc.
What's going on, Mr. Baron? How are you?
Pretty good.
Digging the eye patch, brother.
Thank you.
Now, I'm going to assume that this video is the same one that I have in my studio already. So I'm just going to play the full screen version of it.
Do it.
Yeah, here you go, everybody. Check this out. Hogzilla.
There is a creature in the swamps. It lives to destroy. The beast they call Hogzilla.
After his latest get-rich scheme goes sideways, Gary Duba, the quintessential Florida man, ends up with a stash of somebody's high-end memorabilia. His gal Crystal is on probation and preparing for the fight of her life, squaring off against Australia's Queen of Combat. Delilah's got her back in training, staying off rich foods and the nose candy. Meanwhile, Gary and his best friend Floyd have been hired to wrangle a massive, abnormally aggressive feral hog that's terrorizing the swamp and wrecking Gary's old neighborhood. Can they bag the elusive monster swine without destroying the Sunshine State? Reserve your copy of Florida Man vs. Hogzilla at FloridaManComics.com. We're bringing back funny books, y'all.
I'll tell you right now, if that was a TV show, I'd watch every damn week.
Well, I could recommend Swamp People. It's the closest you're going to
right?
get.
Shoot him in the head, Junior.
Look, I got to go out here and say, I know where he got that high-end memorabilia.
No, you don't.
Oh, yeah, I do, because my collection was stolen a few years back. I know exactly where all that shit came from.
Now, what is dude's name again?
Who's?
The Florida man.
Gary Duba.
Gary Duba. See, some things just write themselves.
They do. Now, all three of us have questions for you, Mike. We know you don't, we don't keep you out here too long, but all three of us have questions for you. Now, my main one is, where did you get that storyline idea from of he came across a high-end collection? Like, did he like buy some stolen shit? What, we kind of want to know, Mike. We want to know.
Well, this is the first I've learned of your collection. I'm sorry to hear it. But if you go back to the very first Florida Man novel and comic, it begins when he learns that Crystal's in jail,
right,
for getting naked at a Waffle Hut and licking the manager. And in order to bail her out, he has to sell his prized can't remember that guy's name, his prized rookie card. It's a baseball card,
right,
Roberto Clemente was his prize. Roberto, because he's always been into collecting. It started out with baseball cards, but the collection he comes into in this one is based on the second Florida Man novel, and it has to do with a trailer park up the street from where he lives. One day, Gary comes home and there's a huge pile of trash in his yard. And he goes through the trash and he finds this envelope addressed to one of his neighbors up at the trailer park, who, being a pathetic loser, took his trash down to Gary's house, which looked like trash to begin with, and dumped it all in the yard. So Gary loads it all in his truck and takes it back to the Florida park and dumps it out on the guy's lawn. And then they get into it. But that's how he meets this guy. And I'm not going to say how he acquires
Okay, you're good enough. I was wondering where the idea came from to use that as his financial boon. You know what I mean? I liked him when he won the lottery. I like.
Yeah, say, did the ratchet straps idea not work out for him?
The what?
The ratchet straps idea, the house, the trailer,
right.
the tornado.
It worked until it didn't.
See, that's not my question. My question, Mike, is I've seen a lot of your stuff, but this to me seems like something you really get to cut loose and have fun on. How much fun is this? Writing this?
When I think of a good gag, it's a whole lot of fun, and when I don't, I stop writing. But you know, the trick to humor is absurdity.
Right.
It's the juxtaposition with the sacred and the profane. And that's what makes you laugh. And I'm always looking for that. And I introduce elements to make that happen. And one of the biggest elements is the Duke and Duchess of Ducats. Now, they're known in the real world as the former Prince Harry and Princess Meghan.
Right.
In my book, they're Prince Larry and Princess Regan. And they meet Gary while slumming to experience the real American experience. And they become fast friends. And so they start doing things together. And in the, I think it's in this, you know, no, it's not in the graphic novel. I wish it was. But anyhow, he takes Prince Larry gator hunting in the swamp. And the prince says, "I say, old chap, I have to tap my lizard. Where should I go?" And Gary says, "Well, I'll just pull up on one of these shallow islands here, Larry, and you go off and do your thing. But listen, be careful. Be careful of the snapping turtles. You don't want to get too close to them." So the prince goes off into the underbrush, and they're tracking everything with a drone because it's for a show. You know, it's historic. This is the first time Prince Larry's gone gator hunting.
Right.
And all of a sudden, out of the jungle, they hear, "Yeah!" And the staggers back with his pants around his ankles, an enormous snapping turtle hanging onto his dick. Unfortunately, they filmed the whole thing. So then a furious argument breaks out whether they should release the video or not. Will it help the prince or won't it? Eventually they decide, well, yes, if they release this video, he'll seem more human and approachable to most Americans, so that's good publicity. So they do, but things don't work out as they plan, as so often happens.
I think the appeal of this is something you would see on any given day on the headlines coming out of Florida.
I try to match that zeitgeist, and of course, that's where the impetus for the book and the graphic novel come from.
All right, so this part right here, okay. Following his loss of the lottery winnings, Gary's forced to vacate the $5 million mansion he and Crystal bought. And then, of course, the Hogzilla hits the neighborhood, and they beg Gary to come back and bag the beast. But this part right here, first, Gary must contend with airline terrorists, smuggle in 100 red-kneed tarantulas, befriend a talking catfish, and deal with the usual invasive species, including toilet snakes and an 18-foot python. This thing just goes everywhere, guys.
Is that in the description?
Yeah.
Huh.
You're muted, Pops. Okay. Yeah, it's in the description, and it's right out of the lines.
So since we're asking serious questions now, Doc. I thought I was going to have a good time here. But when it comes to writing comedy, Mike, one of the main things with comedy is timing. So how do you work out timing?
Timing
in your graphic novel.
Ask me what the secret to comedy is.
What's the secret to comedy?
Cut timing. How do I do it? It's just a matter of practice and experience.
Because everyone reads at a different speed. So
they do, but the words also determine the speed at which you write, because every author or every good author has a distinctive narrative voice.
Right.
I try not to be present in my stories at all when I write. I want the reader to immerse himself in the experience.
Right.
Other authors don't do that. Like Raymond Chandler, for example, is famous for creating Philip Marlowe.
Right.
Had a very distinctive narrative voice, and you couldn't get away from it because it drew attention to itself. One thing he wrote is he was about as inconspicuous as a tarantula on white bread.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's a typical Chandler. Another one is James Elroy, who wrote L.A. Confidential.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And he writes like a machine gun.
Yeah.
And then Michael Chabon is the opposite. There's no escaping his narrative voice because it's so eloquent, and you're going to need a dictionary at hand.
I imagine, working tight with your penciler helps with the rhythm of the story too. A good penciler knows where to break and where to launch a scene and how to help establish that.
Well, that's all in my script.
Right. Okay. Right on.
Yep. So we've got a book that we do called Ninja Bimbos versus Zombies from Deep Space, and it's our comedy book that we do, and it's super fun to do. So you've got to have a killer time doing this stuff over here, because this is just, there's a certain level of absurdity that you can hit with Florida Man that we can't hit with our story.
Well, thank you.
Because we have to maintain a level of
dignity,
reality, and we got horror. It's like a horror comedy is what we're doing. So this is more of a.
Florida Man just lets it all hang out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Literally, there's no ceiling. There's no boundaries. You can go pretty much anywhere that Florida Men go.
I was telling Potts when we looked at this the other day. You remember the show My Name Is Earl?
Yep.
This
reminds you of that.
Hits that same funny bone.
I'll have to watch that.
There you go.
It's
pretty good show.
It's a great show, especially the fourth season when the brother gets the shark testosterone.
Now we got a quote here from the illustrious Chuck Dixon. I'll read this one. It says, Mike Baron has crafted a comic masterpiece. Unforgettable, colorful cast, sustained comedy gold on every page.
Yeah.
That's high praise from Chuck. Yo.
Well, yeah.
I was just reading his Alpha Core.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's how you do superhero comics.
I know it's going to be awesome, dude.
It is awesome. And the people who write for the big two, you should read it and get a clue, but they won't. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Look, superheroes we're supposed to be built upon, not dissected.
Right. And that's good.
They've dissected them down to they're no fun anymore. Quit doing that. Build upon them and make them fun.
Lecture that cisgendered white man.
Man, I'm telling you, I haven't bought a lot of books. Everybody knows my situation isn't flush. Okay, I've had a lot of people sending me books. A lot of people sending me books lately, and I'm like, I'm so grateful to that because I wouldn't be able to read this stuff if you guys weren't picking me up while I'm down, right? I appreciate it so much. You guys don't even know. We have the Christmas unboxing challenge coming up on Christmas Day. See, every year, Mike, I challenge everybody not to open anything during the month of December
Ah,
and come out on Christmas Day and open them together like a bunch of kids.
And Pops is the only one who doesn't get to open this stuff for the year.
Yeah, I'm not opening. I haven't. I got a whole stack of them back here. Whole stack of them that I'm gonna open up on Christmas Day, and anybody's welcome to join me, even if you just hold on to one and don't open it till Christmas Day. Just it's something that worked. It was really fun last year. We had 3, 4, or 5 people showed up, and a bunch of us opened stuff together, and it was just like when you were kids opening gifts under the tree, you know. So,
speaking of Mike, where's this book at in production?
it's ready to go to the printer.
Oh man,
there you go.
I gotta
It's
jump
done.
on it. I gotta jump on it. I gotta jump.
Yeah, I have the first Florida Man, so I'll grab the second one for sure.
Well, thank you, sir. I got to say, I think this one's a lot funnier, and I thought the first one was pretty funny. It would have been funnier if I had been funnier, but I am funnier this time around.
I mean, it seems like you've written a gallery of buffoons here that almost write themselves.
Yeah.
His personalities evolved out of the story. I'm very proud of him. And Habib Rodriguez, he's a sleazy lawyer. Whatever your problem is, Habib will get you out.
Habib Rodriguez, he punches all the inclusion tickets.
He makes Saul Goodman look like Perry Mason.
Can we get this in a sticker, Mike?
Get that in a what? A picture?
A sticker.
I'll ask Chris about that. My theory about these is he offers extras all the time, like little cards. Let's see, I got something here from Thin Blue Line. Yeah, Thin Blue Line cards. And to me, I don't care about any of this stuff. The only reason I like these cards is they make good book holders. To me, the book is everything. The story is everything. And that's what I concentrate on. But a lot of people put out a lot of extras. And I appreciate the effort that goes into it, like posters and stuff.
Right.
See, I like bookmarks because I use them.
Right. And other stuff. I'm for merchandising, obviously.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Merchandising.
I have these filing cabinets, and I have Florida Man stickers on my filing cabinets. And, it's like this one is just, to me, it's another cool Florida Man sticker that should be on my filing cabinet.
There's this thermos you can get.
Yep.
Oh, look at that. Yes.
I remember the copper tone ad one that you had for the first one.
Copper tone ad. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
I got in trouble when I was a kid for drawing the copper tone girl's bare little bottom.
No.
But my dad kept it.
On the Ropes. She's reading an On the Ropes article.
It's work
a wrestling
related.
article. I like the shotgun plunger. The snake is placed wrong, just wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is. Well, I don't know. I read today, and this is going to go in the book eventually, that the state of Florida is capturing pythons and fitting them out with little radio transmitters so that they can track them and find out where they're breeding so that they can concentrate on the high breeding areas to wipe them out.
Right on. My
Is
favorite
that an
was
invasive species?
Yeah, it is.
Florida?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, my favorite, Mike, was the warning about frozen iguanas falling out of trees.
How else are people supposed to catch them? To eat them.
Like, wear a helmet, boys. It's going to rain iguanas today.
Great stuff, guys.
I was in Florida last week.
Yeah?
I was in Fort Myers for a one-day show. I was sitting next to a pro wrestler named Fred Ottman. And Fred campaigned as Typhoon, Tugboat, and Shockmaster.
Mm-hmm.
I know who he is.
Mm-hmm.
Fred was 6'8", weighed 380 pounds, and wore a size 18 shoe.
Good God almighty.
A big dude.
He was a great guy.
And when you shook his hand, he had a hold of your whole arm, didn't he?
Just about.
I've been there, Mike. I've been there.
My son is a professional wrestler on the little, almost Florida Man type circuits.
Really?
Yeah, he is. And
What's his stage name?
Paul Wolf. He's the tag team champion of Dixie America, or some shit. I don't know.
Wonderful.
Yeah, him and his partner tag team champion.
With my nephew, and when he first got into it, he introduced me to, and it's a celebrity he's known that owned the dojo. And I'm 6'2", Mike, and I came up to this guy's shoulder. I had to look up, and I was like, "Holy cow, it's a big boy."
Who was it?
I can't remember to save my life, but he and my son are still good friends, and he's the one that pretty much books my son everywhere he goes.
It's look, there's a lot of entertainment out there, and let's keep it fun. Like, I love wrestling just for that reason, because it's fun. Okay?
Well, Pat Broderick and I were the only comic book guests. They had several wrestling guests, and they had a wrestling match outside on the patio. I look out, and there's a whole wrestling ring that's been set up there. A couple of hundred people out there cheering, and two big guys throwing themselves around in the ring.
Yeah, one of my buddies owns a pro wrestling school for teaching pro wrestling and everything like that. And and I got to meet Mark Calloway there. If you know who that is, the Undertaker.
Yep.
I got to meet him there. That dude is tall. I'm 6'4", and I was looking up at him.
Do you guys know who CM Punk is?
Yep.
Yeah, I might be working with him.
Oh, okay. All right.
I seen that dude at a grocery store in Avondale or Goodyear, Arizona, because he lives out there in west of the valley.
He just came back to the WWE.
He's him and his wife Michelle McCool, who's also a wrestler, right? They're in the grocery store, and you can't believe how many people are like actually afraid of that dude and like move away as he's coming down the aisle and shit. And I'm like high-fiving him as he comes toward me, right? You know, people are afraid of big people. Even if, I mean, I don't think some of them knew who he was, and they were just scared of his look.
Yeah, Christian gets that when he and I go out in public together. My son's, we used to be the same height, Mike, but I'm shrinking. And so my son's like a half-inch taller than I am, and we'll go out in public. He gets recognized around here, and little kids will come up to him, and they want to boo him and ask for his autograph at the same time because he's a bad guy. And I'm like, how do you?
That's great about wrestling. You know, at some point, the bad guy's going to be a good guy.
Yeah, well, he started off as a good guy. And then when they went to bad guys, you know, there was this one little girl here locally. How could you? You know, like it's real.
All right, so, back on this, because I want to cover the tiers a little bit here real quick.
Yep.
We got some digital, right? Digital edition, $10. Digital's 1, 2, 1. It says digital's 1 through 3, Mike.
Well, that's actually the entirety of the graphic novel, but they're also available as 3 separate floppies. If your comic store doesn't have them, contact me.
All right.
You said floppy?
Yeah, that's what some people call a regular 32-page comic book.
Which is actually, and I ain't gonna lie, is what I prefer. Bags boards don't fit well with graphic novels. They don't all line up on your bookshelf right. They're all different sizes and shit. It looks horrible. And I like comic books, man. They fit in a bag and board and they go in a box. What can I say? You know. So the all digital bundle, $17. You get it all. You get it all. The Weldon cover, the Matthew Weldon cover, $25 plus shipping. 12 backers on that one. I like the Kill Bill cover. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I ain't gonna lie. I like the Kill Bill cover. So that's probably the one I'll be looking at, Mike. Florida Man cover C, Adam Miller. Now, that one's pretty cool too. I want to go get a look at that. Where are the covers at?
Oh, they're going up, go up. There they are. Now
there
I
you
want to focus on that one by Minori Rogue.
Yeah, I like that.
See,
I like
that's Crystal, and she's standing in front of her unofficial nickname.
Mhm.
And she's kind of standing in front of it, so you can't read it.
Mhm.
And
Uh-huh.
you can't read it because it's the black dildo.
Yes.
And those of us who got the first graphic novel know how she got that name.
There it is. Right there. There it is. Right there. Ain't you that lady wrestler, the black dildo? Maybe. He said maybe. So Chris Braley, I always fuck it up. I'm sorry, Chris. Look, he's your campaign manager, puts these campaigns together for you, correct? A little shout out to Chris. He's also well known for Bleeding Pool.
Yeah.
Go check Chris out. Go check out the website over there. A lot of comic stuff to look at over there. I really like that. I'm sorry.
Thanks, Pops. We like it too.
I'm just saying. I've
wish
had
we
some
could-
really cute
could,
redheaded girlfriends in my life, and I've seen that actual image more than once. It
I
brings
wish-
back wonderful memories for me. Thank you, Mike. Thank you.
Your girlfriends had snakes between their legs?
Well, everything except that part, right?
Sometimes.
Cute redheads. I've seen that.
Depends on how drunk you are at quitting time.
No, never. I like the news story. I like the redhead. I like her in a Kill Bill outfit. Can I tell you? You did good, Mike. You did good with this. I like it.
This was like just so much fun. I can't wait to get it.
Yep.
Yeah, this is the kind of stuff we want to see, people. This is exactly the kind of stuff we want to see. Stuff that's fun, that we can get behind, that we can enjoy. Tell other people we enjoyed it and they should go check it out, right?
Yeah. See,
We actually have a show for that, Mike. We have a show now on Friday nights, a little 15, 20-minute spot.
I would love to join you. I'm going to have to take a rain check now because, guys, I had eye surgery this morning.
Yeah.
That's why I'm covering up my eye, and I have a splitting headache. I got to go lie down, put some ice on it.
All right. Well, I want you to check out our Friday night things you should read. And if you want to add something to it, you're more than welcome, brother.
Okay. Thank you, boss. Thanks for having me on, guys. I'm sorry I couldn't stay the whole
you're
week.
good. You're good, bro. We know how you hey, get better. Yeah, feel better. Get the rest that we love you, Mike. You know what's up. And it was kind of perfect timing anyway, because our next guest just happened to pop in right then. So I'm not even going to
Serendipity.
We're going to go straight into this from the whimsyland.org. It's our friend from Iron Age Nights, Mr. Daniel P. Riley. What's up, brother?
How you guys doing?
All right, Daniel. What's up, man?
It is all action. Let me get this other thing up here. This also campaign is on Fund My Comic, guys. So this is the way it's supposed to be.
It's where all the cool kids hang out.
This is the way it's supposed to be. I get to come out here and I get to talk about comics that are actually on the platform that I personally recommend and endorse, and that's Fund My Comic. And if you ain't got your comic over there, it's gonna be. I'm just saying.
Absolutely. Luke Stone's a great guy, and what he put together, and as quickly as he did, is just amazing.
Yeah, he started putting that together about the same time I started the beta test for the Roku channel on YouTube. where basically everything I do on YouTube has been a beta test for going to Roku. Whether or not I could get enough people to provide content, to make it worth doing. If I could get people to provide weekly content and we could, then it would be worth making a Roku channel because we could be uploading new stuff all the time.
Absolutely.
Keeping it fresh, right? So it was a beta test, and this worked pretty well. We've had a lot of fun. Met a bunch of cool people, cool shows, and it's basically how I met you.
That's right.
Was talking about the Roku. I want you to tell everybody a little bit about your channel over there, what you guys do over there, and then I'll pull the book up and we will cover that as well. So.
Sounds good. I am co-host of Iron Age Nights, otherwise known as IAK, on A Drink with Crazy's YouTube channel. That's A Drink with Crazy, all one word. That would be Royce. He is the main host. What we do on that show is interview and introduce independent creators to our audience in the Iron Age community and try to drum up some more support and interest in their projects. And it's been going for a little over a year now. We crossed over our year mark 2 months ago. So, the show keeps getting better and better as the community keeps growing. People are collaborating over there on projects themselves, and then they get their opportunity to come on and listen to us make fun of each other and watch me drink.
Pretty much. Yeah, you guys gave us some huge support. You came out, you brought us on the show. It was at the end of the campaign. We did the best we could, but you helped us out. You got some new people looking at what we're doing.
That's
and
the whole
I
goal.
appreciate that, man. And so I, in turn, I'm returning the favor. I'm gonna introduce your stuff to our audience in madness. Now, we're broadcasting right now on Twitch, Twitter, 3 different YouTube channels. Doc, you can add yours in if you want. Matt, you can add yours in if you want before we start covering this book. You can too, Daniel. I'm pretty sure that the option is there for you to add your channels to the show. So
I'm actually one of those few creatives who doesn't currently have a active channel with subscribers or things. I have a project starting the beginning of January that I'll be building, but currently no. I've just been so busy making stuff and helping people with things. Whimsyland.org is my website for editing services. I do literary coaching, think tanks on projects, anything that helps a creative get that idea out of their head and into the world for people to enjoy.
Nice. I'm gonna show that too. Hold on. I am gonna show that too. Whimsyland. I got it on the share. Share the screen, Pops. Find the right screen, Pops. There it is. I want to show that off real quick because this is where you work.
Yep, that is my place of business.
So you've got the books you can buy. You can join the discard. What is Legacy of Heroes?
That is my superhero novel that I wrote. It was kind of a goodnight kiss to the subversive nonsense that comic books did, because at the time I didn't think I could create a comic book myself, so I wrote a novel instead.
So do you do actual publishing, or do you match writers with publishers?
Currently, I'm just the matchmaker and back-end support guy. It is something that I have been working on. It's kind of a slow process because I have to find a local printer I can work through or buy all the equipment myself, which is a little ridiculous.
Where's local?
Local is Pennsylvania, outside of Philadelphia, actually. So I'm in I'm in lefty hell.
We do have a friend, Chris Brown, lives in Pennsylvania, and he prints. He gets. I don't know who does his printing for his books, and he does games and everything, all kinds of stuff, right? So might be somebody you could talk to, Chris Brown. He's in the madness. You can find him on Facebook or I think he's Laughing Rogue on Twitter.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I will definitely do that. I'm always looking to network.
Well, I mean, he might be able to point you to somebody local to help you out there. The printer that I actually endorse right now is Heroes and Villains, but they're out in West Phoenix.
Yeah, you gave me their website. I reached out to them.
Yeah, that's the ones. Those are the ones I'm endorsing right now because they're actually comic people. You know, they know what you want in the quality of your comic because they expect that same themselves. You know what
Absolutely.
I mean?
Gentlemen, I hate to do it, but I've got to bounce. Daniel, I look forward to learning more about what you're doing. I'm intrigued. So
thank you, sir.
Let me drop the link.
I'll watch this on the replay for sure, but I got to bounce. I got company at the door.
Well, it was good to meet you, Doc.
Good to meet you, Daniel. Take care.
All right, Doc. I'm going to drop the link to the campaign right there. I want people to be able to see that. And I'm going to drop the link to Whimsyland. So if you're interested in the help of Daniel to get your stuff, get your thing in action, you know, that's what he's doing here, is helping people out.
Yep.
We love
doing it for years now.
Will you take the leap? Dust off that first draft. Get it ready. Yeah. Stop redoing your first chapter because you hate it and get to the meat of it. I can tell you built this page through experience. You know?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Very much so. Both experience that I had to go through when I was learning how to write, because that was the whole inspiration for doing this. Was I'd always wanted to write novels, and when I finally did, I realized I had no clue how to do it and couldn't find resources outside of basic books that did the same thing that everybody does, which is make an outline, then just start writing. And it's like, okay, but that doesn't answer my question. And when I did finally hook up with some folks that could give me answers, I started to see other people asking the same questions that I was asking. So I said, I'm going to help these guys out. And I started creating groups. I have a Discord group that has 70 some people in it, all creators of different types of entertainment, some on YouTube, some writers, comic book creators, a couple of video game guys, some musicians. And then I thought, after doing it for a while, I said, okay, well, I'm going to, try to make a business out of this that doesn't break people's banks. So I intentionally keep my service fees as low as I can safely make them, so that it's easier on all of these independent creators funding the stuff straight out of their paychecks.
Yeah. And so, look, I talk to so many people that are, like they're underwater after fulfillment.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to put a goal out there high enough to make sure everything's paid for, but low enough to get funded.
Mm-hmm.
It
sure is.
It's really a fine line, especially now. I mean, nobody has luxury money. Not only is the economy rough, but it's Christmas. Look, everybody. I'm talking to everybody who watches this now and the replay 10 years from now. Christmas time. We know we don't buy stuff for ourselves. We buy stuff for other people.
Yep. And that was actually kind of the idea behind the campaign.
Well, so I think about buying your people.
Mm-hmm.
That way it helps out people like Daniel and Max and Doc and everybody. It helps them out during the roughest time of year for them, the hardest time of year for them to make money. You're still giving somebody something they're going to love. Hopefully you pick a book that the person's going to love, but consider buying somebody a comic book for a Christmas present. Just think about it. It's, help everybody that way. Now, I'm going to switch gears from this to the actual campaign. Let's see what's up with Jizadiah. Say that right?
It's Jisadai, means next generation in Japanese.
Oh, okay. Jisadai. Mm-hmm. I like Japanese because it sounds like the baddest language. Like every dude who speaks is a badass. Oh, yeah. Oh.
Yeah, they have that great bass tone.
I love it. So I'm going to start out with the video, and I want you to wait a minute. I'm going to put my email address in the private chat. If you would send this to me so I can add it to the rotation of our ads, it can get in the rotation to be played at the end of the show with Hogzilla and all those other ones that we play, you know. Because it's like we have the sponsor ones, the people who, you know, helped us pay for the StreamYard this year and stuff, and we play them at the beginning of our shows.
Oh,
but
nice.
at the end of the show, I still got a whole bunch of friends I still like to promote.
Yeah.
You know, and anybody that's helping people out, like what you're doing, dude, you're one of us. That's the way I look at it, because that's all I've been trying to do for ever since Emerald City went down.
Yeah.
That's when I started doing this, bro. That week is when I went from casual fan, semi, you know, like I talked about certain people, but I wasn't a promoter of indie comics. I talked about Brian Polito. I talked about certain people, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I wasn't, you know, just like all the way out here trying to help everybody and anybody. And that's what happened when Emerald City went down. Our whole group became a networking, support, and promotion group. You know, there was no other way to get around it. Everybody was going to go down hard, man. Nobody had a table to set up all summer long. That's how I started doing CromCon. Come out here.
Yeah, I remember you saying.
Dude, that was crazy. And I'm looking at this summer, and after seeing the turnout at LA Comic Con, we're probably going to have to do CromCon this summer.
Nice.
You know, we're probably going to have to bring back the online Comic Con because attendance wasn't real good at LA Comic Con. Wasn't real good.
I was
charging a whole bunch
that.
of people. You know? It was bad, dude. So, you know, I mean, the economy the economy cannot afford it right now for them to charge high dollar ticket prices, charge huge prices for a table, and then expect the fans to come in. It's like the economy look, when the economy is bad, you lower prices if you want people to come. You don't say, we had to up our ticket prices $10 this year. Not when nobody's got an extra $10. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
And if you charge too much for admission, how are they going to spend money on stuff once they get in there?
Yeah, you got $300 tickets for a weekend. That's it. I mean, people are coming in to get signatures from celebrities, and that's all.
Yeah, you're charging way too much for a ticket to get in the building. Way too much. You know, look, I'd love Max. Someday we're gonna run our own damn con, dude. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna show them how to do it.
I don't want to be involved in that. I don't want to do no con. That's a lot of work. Because doing it right is a lot of work.
It's a lot of delegation. It's a lot of delegation. Who say anything about work? Hey, come over here. Go do that.
Well, when you delegate and then other people don't hit their deadlines, you got to pick up the slack. So
that's true.
I don't know. I think we have a crew. We could do a hell of a cool con if we all.
We certainly could.
Get some seriously motivated people in these circles. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, suppose it wasn't about the table charge, and it was about just everybody pitching in on what it cost equally, right?
Crowdfunded convention.
As opposed, well, I mean, it's like, okay, the vendors want to all get together and put tables up. The artist alley, our brother wants to put a table up. Okay, we got 200 tables. It's going to cost us $4,000 for this building. Everybody's going to have to pay this much. Real simple, you know. Then we can charge the tickets. We don't have to have huge ticket prices because the rent for the building's paid, or rent and electricity. You know, the overhead's paid.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's pitching in on their table and the convention. Okay, because by a table, you're actually pitching in on the convention now. You're part of what's happening. You know, I think it would be different. I think it would be different than just renting a table and being screwed on your electric and your Wi-Fi, and look, everybody get involved in it. It'd be fun, man.
Yeah, definitely. Sounds like a great idea.
That's down the road, though. We got to get the ROKU up. We got to get so many other things. But I mean, just like that, it's a stepping stone. Everything for me is a stepping stone to what's next.
Same.
What can we do to make whatever we're doing now bigger?
Bigger,
alive,
better, and uncut.
Yep.
I'll tell you what, I did do CromCon once from the floor of a show at Savannah Comic-Con. We did the live show from the floor of the show the whole weekend, and it was a blast, dude. It was.
I had suggested that to Royce that we do a convention and host an IAK while we're there, and he said that might be too much work. I'm like,
I got the media part of it. I'll schedule your guys' panels and shows and everything. I got this,
I'm down.
Jezediah looks pretty tight. I like it. I like the artwork.
I'm gonna go ahead and pop this this trailer off real quick. Let's check this out. You ready, Max?
Yep.
Here we go. I like it.
John Wick meets Neo.
Oh shit! What did I do? I just full screened my own full screen. All right. Now, so let's get the rundown. What's the inspiration and basic plot? What's going on with this?
Well, it's actually a comic adaptation of a novella series I've been writing of the same name. And the story is very simple because I like keeping things as simple as possible. It was inspired by Kurosawa samurai films, and specifically duel sequences, in how he visualized a war of will and morality in each of the battles in those films. The person that had the strongest will was the one that came out on top, and what happened afterwards sort of was a consequence of that. I was always fascinated by those things, so I started thinking about how I could do that, and Jezediah was essentially born in this blank slate character who is codenamed Gabriel. He is essentially cyber assassin for a mega conglomerate in Tokyo. It's a futuristic Tokyo. The government banned lethal weaponry after the last Great War, and so the corporations thought, well, we'll take a page from history and re-engage a new version of what they call low war, which is assassination and political espionage, things like that go under the radar of government intervention. And so each of these corporations started training small squads of killers and spies to do their bidding without the government paying attention to it. They, in whatever capacity, bribing officials, etc. So this particular company that Gabriel was raised in is called Suzakushin Mega Conglomerate of Corporation, and he is a member of a series of 8 killers called the Holy Eight. Each one of them is codenamed after an archangel, and each one of them is cybernetically enhanced, with the exception of Gabriel. He is imbued with a experimental nanotech system, basically the next evolution of what the corporation wants to do and thus market. And he is raised in isolation for the most part, trained, and not given any opportunity to really think for himself through most of his life. And then, of course, there's that fateful moment, and that fateful moment comes in his literally meeting by total chance a young woman fleeing sex traffickers. And something that she does in the interaction makes him choose to protect her. And in the moment of protecting her, a part of him that he had never accessed, that humanity, comes out in sort of the awakening of the warrior soul.
There you go.
And when that happens, the corporation says, no, we can't allow this. Gabriel needs to stay where we can see him because of the technology that's inside of him. They want to use that when it's ready. So they decide they're going to take the girl out and return him to the fold, but he's chosen to protect her. So it puts him at odds with not only the corporation that raised him and trained him, but the 7 other assassins that the corporation has trained in this elite squad.
Oh, I like that. Those covers are nice. Jose Garcia, yes.
Yep.
Yes.
I love Jose Garcia's and Joe San's. They're both phenomenal. I do have one cover that's outstanding. The artist, unfortunately, hasn't gotten back to me. So that one may get pulled from the campaign soon.
Okay, so we got a power-up bundle, /tastic, get you a hoodie. Oh, yeah. I like this. And look, I'm not going to lie. I'm not like a huge fan of the manga style of art, but I'm a story guy. I can pretty much get by most art if it's a good story.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I read books. I read books where I have to create the image in my mind. Okay, so it's not, you don't always take the time to make this huge detailed image of the shit you're reading when you're reading a book. You know, let's see. Mac Bolan just shot dude in the chest. Okay, boom, boom. You see the image, a couple of bullet holes. Boom, boom. You move on to the next paragraph. Right?
Yep.
There's no huge detailed background or any of that. Right? So I can read anything, any kind of art type book, graphic novel, manga, or anything. I can read it if it's a good story. I mean, it doesn't matter what the art looks like. I can read it.
Yeah, that was why I chose a minimalist black and white style to ask my artist to produce, because I'm very similar to you in that. And you'll see in some of the pages that are available, specific scenes are almost blank behind the characters because what they're doing is much more important than the background.
And see, and this, it's like, I'm not down on manga. I can't reach it backwards though.
Yeah, this won't be backwards. This is a 32-page floppy, and it's going to be in normal standard floppy order.
I tried to read Hellsing, and I couldn't do it.
That is the thing I hate the most about manga, is that you have to read it backwards. I've been reading books for 50 freaking years this way. I'm not going to start trying to do it the other. My hands don't do that. They don't work that way. They work this way.
Yeah, it's very difficult.
My brain doesn't work that way. It's like you have to read it from right to left too when you're reading it in the panels.
It's like, how high do I got to be to read this?
every time I flip a page open, even though I know I'm reading it right to left, I'll still flip a page, and then I'll start over here on the left page and start reading. I'll be like, what the hell is happening? I don't even understand what's going on.
Your brain can't orient.
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough.
Mm-hmm.
Now, some of the art in manga is like pretty simplistic, and that's cool because you can print more, you can get it out quicker, you know what I mean? It's like, you don't have a million colors, you don't have all that extra cost and all that. I get it. Mm-hmm. It's a disposable medium.
True.
It's what comics used to be.
Mm-hmm.
And they used to sell that good when they were a disposable medium. I'm just saying, you know.
And pulp novels too.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I do like to look at, I love the fact that you didn't leave color all the way out and that you didn't just use one color.
Well, this is the campaign concept was designed around this, what I'm calling color pop, because I can't really think of another way to describe it. It's sort of loosely based on what Frank Miller did with black and white and the occasional splash of color for very important things. But this is not what the comic will print on demand as. It will be strictly black and white. This particular color pop is only for the campaign, something special and rare I wanted to do for people that back it and support the project.
So this will be the exclusive, the number one. Everything after that will be the black and white reprinted version.
Yep.
There you go. You see what I'm saying, people? If you want the color pop, you got to get it off the campaign. Good call. Good plan.
Yep.
Thank you.
Make them look, guys. They have watered down the value of number one comics. They really have. Okay, they thought, oh, we put number one, we make $1 million, and they put number one on everything, and they shortened every series to 6 issues or 12 issues, or you know what I mean. Something has to be super successful to get anywhere, and then they're going to ruin that too, like Savage Adventures. You know,
even super successful stuff. Like they just had a really successful Daredevil run.
Yeah,
and they stopped it at issue 15,
and they're going to reboot again.
Yep, they're going to start it over.
They did the same thing with Savage Adventures, which was the last mainstream thing I bought. Okay. 1 through 20, they went all the way to 28. And then they stopped and put a new team in there. Well, the new team isn't Savage.
That's fair.
It's like they watered down the title and rebooted it with a new number one. And it's like
Savage X-Men.
You know?
So I'm typically a fan of stories that end, that have a definitive ending. But at the same time, if you have a intellectual property that works and that's entertaining for people, then make a new story with the same cast of characters. It's okay.
It's okay to write the ending, but if these books are selling, put that shit off for a little while.
Yeah. And
write more story because people are buying it. Don't shelf it if people are buying it. You guys are, look. I love indie comics because I'm only going to see one number one, or maybe a redo if somebody wants to improve the art on it or something. Then they put out a second one, and that made the one I got worth more.
True.
See what I'm saying? Max knows what I'm talking about. I got the very first machine gun from Atrocity Press. It wasn't long after where they redid
the lettering, because the lettering was all jacked up.
Yeah. Okay. And so I have the number one, and that's all I cared about was getting the number one, right?
Yeah, it's a rare collectible.
Well, I look at this stuff like, the one thing I have to have number one to know if the story's going to grab me. I got to read number one. Okay. And as a promoter, number one's the easiest one to sell. Okay. Because I can't sell number two for you. Number one had to have been good.
True.
Okay. Because now you got people either coming back because it was good or not because it wasn't, or you know what I mean? But now it's not me promoting your book. It's what you did and whether or not people got on board with it.
Right.
So I promote the hell out of number ones. Number two's got to sell itself. Number one has to be good enough that number two sells itself.
Yep.
That
is one of the reasons why I start out with a big, somewhat graphic fight scene and a little bit of brutal violence, because if you're going to start something, you got to grab people's attention. And I wanted to make sure that the reader of either the comic or the novella, because it's the same way in the novella, understood that this character is capable of incredible violence and to start the story does not care.
Yeah,
He
you gotta
feels
start a
nothing
story-
about it.
You got to start a comic book with action, sex, or a driving question,
True.
because that hooks the reader right off the bat. You got to punch them in the face a little bit to start off with, and get their ears ringing, so they sit there and actually be like, "Wow, this is great." Then you can get into the character development and the storyline development and the exposition.
It
But
is
you got to
funny.
start out with the punch to the gut.
The first time I interviewed Mike Barron, the first time, which is 30 times ago. Okay. First time I talked to Mike live on the show, he's like, "Well, Pops, you got to reach out and grab him by the throat."
Truth.
You know, and he goes, "That's what you do right from the beginning. You reach out and you grab your writer by the throat, and you get their attention in a serious way, you know, where they need to turn the page." Okay. And it's proven true on it. You know, everything that starts out good, unless dude doesn't really know where he's going with it, usually if they start out good, they go to the end good. You know, it's a lot of people don't plan it out. It's like I said, if you have ending planned out, you don't necessarily have to use it when you planned on it. If this thing is selling, this is a business.
Keep it going.
Yeah, if your title is selling, don't end it. Just put that ending off a little bit. Add a couple more storylines in here before you end it. You can still use that ending at some point when it starts to wind down. But when you're making money, make money. This is a business.
For sure.
For Mary Machine Gun, we have the 5-issue story arc, or the 4-issue story arc that was the first one. And then we made the trade. And then we've got the second story arc of Dark America, which we'll do. And then we'll make a trade. And then we'll have the fourth one, or the third one, which I don't know what we're going to call it yet. And then the fifth or the fourth one will be Mary Machine Gun Ragnarok. I mean, we've got it all planned out.
Yeah.
But they're individual story arcs, so we can make trade paperbacks and number the trade paperbacks, much like in the manga world, where they have 1, 2, 3, 4, and you know which ones to what order to read everything in. Unlike the comic world, where it's like Batman, Brave and the Bold, Batman, Hush, Batman. You're like, which one do I read first?
I don't know. Pick one.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was my theory, and I have this set up to run somewhat concurrent with the novella series in 6-issue arcs. So my book 1 of the novella series, which is what this first comic is introducing, will be 6 floppy issues and cover the whole of book 1. And as I continue to write these stories for however long people want me to write these stories and pay me to write these stories, the comics will be following shortly after each book finishes.
Did you hear what he said, y'all? He said, as long as people want these stories, look, that's what I'm saying. If people are on board, don't kick them off the bandwagon, man. Give them a longer ride.
Yep.
I'm just saying, man, these are the people that are going to pay for your next book and your next book and your next book.
Mm-hmm.
Give the people what they want, yo.
I'll tell you the truth. I have 6 arcs planned out, so that's 18 novellas total, because each arc is 3 books, which will be a lot of comics if this thing keeps going.
Hell yeah, Will.
Cool. I like it. So this is the thing, people. Fund my comic. You go over there, you check this out, you check out Florida Man 2, you do the thing. You do the thing that we all do. If you know somebody that likes manga style art, that likes this, dude, get this for them. You might find a fan for life for this guy. Okay, this is the whole thing, man. We want fans. We need the interaction. We need the networking. The promotion across all the stupid lines. They're going to continue to try to divide us in every possible way they can. And the one thing that we all have in common is that we love indie comics.
Yes.
Build on that. Forget all the other dumb shit. Build on the fact that we all love this medium. Don't let corporations decide whether or not this medium is going to thrive. Make it thrive.
True.
Make good stuff. It'll sell. We'll do our best to make sure it sells.
And what I'm doing is making backers and fans part of the process. These comics, the goal is set specifically to fund the next one faster, increase production time. So if I can reach that goal, when I reach that goal, all that money goes directly where it needs to go to my art team to spend as much of their time producing the next one so that I can get it out to you even faster. So you become part of the process of keeping yourself entertained. Any
Now
extra
come the hard-
overhead, we get even faster and better.
Now come the hard questions.
Shoot.
How far along is this one?
How far along is the
Production.
campaign?
How far
Oh.
along is the production?
All 32 pages are done.
Okay. Okay. So this one's going
Whole
to printer.
comic's finished.
This one's going right to the printer upon the end of the campaign. That's what we like to hear. Next question. Digital or traditional?
Both.
Okay, you need to get some of that traditional up on the campaign, bro. Get some of
I
the
have-
original pages up there on the campaign so people can buy them. It helps move your campaign along faster.
Okay. It's a good thought.
What else? What else? What else? What do you got, Max? What do you got? What is that?
Oh, cool.
Who did that? I
Think
can't hear you.
muted.
Jason Doobie.
Ah,
I got this from Jason Doobie. This is going to be a cover for Dark America's Mary Machine Gun, and we're going to sell this on the campaign.
see?
Nice.
That's what you do, Daniel. You put them up there 200-300. Those chunks really move you toward goal faster.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I
Okay.
mean? That's one of the things. I don't know how you feel about, I do what are your stretch goals here? Okay, we got a coupon code for the next issue. That's cool.
That
A
was something
discount on
talked
the
about
next
on
issue.
IAK. Yeah.
Dude, that's sweet. I like that. The free poster print of page 25. Poster, you're gonna ship it out rolled up, you're gonna ship it out folded up. What are you gonna do?
Rolled up.
Okay.
It's going to be rolled up, protected.
I gotta ask. My people are gonna
Yep.
want to know. Yeah.
Yep. And if I hit that stretch goal, that's free poster for every backer, no matter what. Even if you just bought the courageous sticker reward that I have there, as long as you contributed, if we hit
There you
5K,
go, guys.
everyone gets a poster in the mail.
Everybody, digital, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. That's cool. So there you go, guys. This one, look, Daniel's thinking about you. We knew that when we started talking about his website in the first place. Okay. He gives a shit about creators, he gives shit about fans. He wants you guys getting the best products and putting out the best products. There's nothing you can say that's going to be wrong about any of that. So, go
And
check
I'm
this out.
planning to iterate as far as I possibly can, which is why the crazy stretch goal at the bottom there, which is
Yes.
10K and up, is that money outside of paying the art team to immediately start on the next issue, that $2,000, that $8,000 immediately goes to a animated test short, basically to show concept so that I can pitch to wherever I need to, proof of concept of an animated series as well. So I want to take this thing as far as I can and reach as many fans and interested folk as I can.
I just want to say, I know a guy.
Just back it already.
Awesome.
I know a guy that can do that for you. He's one of our crowd. You probably know him. You know Pedro, right?
I know a few Pedros.
I can't. I ain't even gonna try and hack his last name. I ain't even gonna try. Kaijus and waifus and tropical magics.
Yes.
He was working for Art T Bear. Yeah, that guy, Pedro. Pedro is cool as hell, man. He does animation. He does good animation.
I saw. That's awesome. And yeah, if I hit that sort of goal with this campaign, or honestly any campaign that I do going forward, that's what's going to happen. I will reach out to somebody, possibly Pedro, any animator that's interested, and get a test short pilot basically produced so that we can get the ball rolling on a full animated series based on the story.
Yeah, he did a few things with Crom. I got one of Crom running and another one of Crom popping the earth and
Nice.
the earth roll flying around like the air's being let out of it, like it's a balloon. He does good work. He really does.
Nice. The video up at the top, the music for that was created by a member of our Iron Age community, Evely Music.
Yes,
he did the whole work for it. Yeah.
I did start following Evely as soon as the first time I checked you guys out and I seen him in the chat and I think Royce showed something that he did. And I went, oh, shit. And I went over there to YouTube and looked at it. And I was like, oh, damn, that dude's good. Yeah.
Yeah, he does some really unique and interesting music, and just him being able to capture both a somewhat anime style theme music, but also incorporate traditional elements into some of the sounds and tones that we're playing was just amazing. I was blown away when he gave it to me.
Yeah, I had Morgan Quaid did our Madness theme music. And it's, he blues, kind of metal blues, just perfect for me,
Yeah.
I like it.
I thought you were talking about Crom.
No, that was Lee Reese did the CromCon theme. That's a different. That's totally different. That's serious heavy metal shit right there. You got to be ready for that.
Yeah. Evely and a bunch of others worked with Richard at IronAge.media to produce a metal-inspired, like rock-inspired EP of like all of them doing a few different things. It's called First Strike. I believe it should be out soon, if not already out. I don't know for sure though, but it's great. And Evely's music on that is top notch. I mean, live on air, I had to put the hair down and just let it whip.
I'm telling you, you got to. I'm 60 years old. You can't stop me from rocking, bro. You can't stop it, bro. I'm gonna be one of them people that breaks my neck headbanging.
It's the way to go, right?
Not the way I prefer, but it's in the top 10. It'd be like funny at least, right?
Papa Van Zant was lost today during a terrible headbanging accident.
He just got too rowdy today.
That's the thing you want people to say about you when you go, though. He died the way he lived, rock it out.
It's pretty much that, man. Look, this is pretty much who I am. I don't put on a facade. You meet me at Walmart. This is who I am. Okay. And a lot of people don't realize that until they actually meet me and they're like, damn, you just like that. Yeah, well, yeah, it's not as, I'm a fan of comic books. I'm not a industry celebrity. Okay. What I do is work.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be the face. I've been trying to take my face off this shit. Max knows. I just want the madness to be the highlight. The group as a whole, not me as the face of it,
Yep.
Just what Royce was saying the other day about the Iron Age. It's not a movement. It's an era. It's a time. It's a period of time. It's the Iron Age now, where platinum behind everything in the
Mhm.
marketing end of it. Okay, where the big two are like just they got the money to put everything out there and get it seen, right? You guys don't have that. You guys are bare bones working it. Okay, that's Iron Age. That's the age we're living in. Doesn't have anything to do with any kind of movement. Has to do with now.
I mean, we got the Iron
Right.
Age for now, and in 5 years, I'm predicting that we'll be firmly in the middle of the digital age. Because, Daniel, what is your digital backers like on this? Do you have a lot of them? Because we
Not
had
yet.
we had on our digital backers for our last campaign, it wasn't quite, but it was nearly half of our backers were digital.
Most of mine have been physical. A lot of guys in the Iron Age community believe strongly in physical media. That there's always talk about how some platform lost licensing to games and people who digitally downloaded them can no longer play them. So it's always better to get physical copies.
Yeah, I'm a firm
of
believer in
everything,
physical
so-
media myself, but I
Same.
was just saying that these kids nowadays, they don't give a shit. They
Mhm.
just want to collect as many PDFs as they can, and they
Yep.
want to have PDFs that have exclusivity to them by having a special cover or whatever. So, because like we get people asking us for like, can you put this cover on digital because I really want it and all this stuff like that, and we're like, yeah, I guess so. Well,
I've
it's not
heard
hard.
that. Yeah, I've had that asked already, and we can definitely do it. I was actually thinking about talking to Luke about somehow being able to set the rewards up, so instead of having to post individual rewards for like variant covers, it could just be an option choice within the one reward. Yeah.
One like the
Yeah.
size of the T-shirt, no different.
What I think would be great is, since Fund My Comic is for comics, is if Luke would put in a feature that once you get to a certain point, you can set different tier groups, like kind of like in Kickstarter, how you can send updates to different tier groups.
Yes.
But you'd be able to send a link that goes to a Fund My Comic and just have Fund My Comic distribute the digitals.
I think that might be something he's working on. He was talking about what he's calling Iron Age distribution.
Yep.
So it may be a function of Iron Age distribution down the line.
Maybe it will. I don't know.
That would be epic, though.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, I don't pay a whole lot of attention to the Fund My Comic site yet.
It's because you just made $12,000 over there on fucking Kickstarter.
You go where the money is, right?
Exactly. I mean, to being honest, the Fund My Comic just doesn't have enough eyeballs yet to justify getting over there, but it's growing.
Yep.
I mean, Luke's doing a great thing. He's doing a good job. He's really pushing his system and making it better. I mean, when people come up with a good idea, he implements it. When there's a bug to fix, it's fixed quick.
Yes.
I mean, he's doing a good thing.
The customer service part of it, the support part of it, the interaction with somebody that can actually help you part of it. Look, it's about comics. It's not about lawn chairs. It's not about picnic tables. He actually cares about the products that are sold on his page. That's the bottom. You think Kickstarter cares about your comic, you guys? Do you really think Kickstarter? They don't care about Brian Polito's comics, because in the grand scheme of things, comics are about 2% of what Kickstarter makes.
But I was reading an article about Bryce Gold, who was the head of comics at Kickstarter that just left.
Right.
And it said that comics last year brought in $188 million for Kickstarter.
Mm-hmm.
So
nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah, it's nothing to shake a stick at. That's going to be some money coming their way. So I mean, obviously, it might not be the big, $50 million campaigns that a lot of people are doing in like tech and science and stuff.
88 million. I'm gonna call bullshit on 188 million.
I don't know. You'd be surprised.
On
because-
Kickstarter, Brian Polito alone can only account for maybe $1 million, $1.5 million of that last year.
Yeah, but they've made a ton of fucking money. I mean, there's like, I'll go to the Kickstarter app because you can only do this on an iPhone. But you can go to the Kickstarter app and you click on comics, right? And there's 167 comic Kickstarters running right now. And the highest I've seen it ever was this October when there was 346 campaigns running at once.
Mm-hmm. And how many of them actually fund first? I think they're talking about how much money is pledged, not how much money actually.
Yeah.
Well, it might not have been like how much money was made by Kickstarter, but it was made by Kickstarter. You know what I'm saying? It was money brought in by Kickstarter. It's probably not the money that Kickstarter is getting.
Think they're talking about actual pledges, not actual campaigns that funded.
But they still take 10% of that, so it's like what?
Yeah.
$1.8 million?
Yeah.
that funds your that funds
like I said,
your
in the grand scheme of things, if you go search everything there is on Kickstarter that's available to buy, you realize really quick that there's stuff that a single one sells, and it's like you have to sell 50 comics to make that kind of money.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yep.
and most people ain't selling 50. You know, I mean, there's not a lot of people selling 100, 200, 300, 400, 500 comics on Kickstarter. There's very few that reach those higher.
No, I mean the most we've gotten is like 342, and that was the Mary Machine Gun 4 campaign.
And that's your flagship, and that's you know the one that you put the most work in. And yeah, we want it. You know, look, I want everybody to grow like that. I look at Max and it's like, okay, every time it goes up. And that means people are looking at it and liking it and telling other people about it.
Hell yeah.
That's what you want.
Because if they didn't like it, they wouldn't be telling other people about it, and there wouldn't be new backers.
Yeah.
Okay?
I mean, it started out, it made $8,000, and then, which was great for an entry into Kickstarter. You know, I mean, to make that much money right off the bat was pretty impressive. And then the next campaign made 9. The next campaign made like 9.5, and then the next campaign made 14.
They just keep going. And that's just one of Max's titles at Atrocity Press too. So you know, I mean, Max pretty successful over there in doing this thing on Kickstarter, and that's, you know, that's exactly why we did the ROKU on Kickstarter, because Laurie, Timothy, Max, all the people in my team all have a Kickstarter following. You know, I don't know that the money's there on Fund My Comic yet to help us, but I do know I talked to Luke about running a side-by-side. When we get funded on Kickstarter and we know we're off, we know we're going to be putting this thing up on
ROKU. Go ahead and run another one.
Yeah, then we can like fund the server, not Fund My Comic, and go, look, guys, there's so much more we can do if we have a little bit more money, you know. But we got to get to the funding goal.
Yeah,
because there's a lot of.
Working on setting up a 30-day Kickstarter for January. I wanted to give Fund My Comic first bill, and so I, kind of staggered it that way. We'll see what happens come the end of January.
That's good, because I would use Fund My Comic as a second chance campaign now. I wouldn't use it as a primary, so I'm kind of interested to see where it goes. So I'm going to keep an eye on your campaign for sure.
Awesome.
Cool. And,
always appreciate feedback and tips.
Yeah.
We are just about to the end of the show, but if Daniel, I don't want to leave you feeling like there was something you wanted to talk about and didn't get to, because I've been there, bro. I've been there where I got interviewed on a show, and it's like when the show is over, it's like, damn, I didn't get to talk about this. I didn't get to talk about this. So I'm giving you the floor, man. Is there anything else you need to talk about before we end this?
Only one thing I wanted to mention, which is unlike many campaigns I've noticed on Fund My Comic, I'm actually updating on a semi-regular basis every Friday while the campaign's running. So I do have an update up from last Friday with a new page for everyone to check out. So there'll be little leaks of how the pages go and more of the artwork, obviously. So, anybody interested that's not sure if they're going to hit that contribute button, check the updates every now and then.
All right.
You guys know what's up, man. Just do what Crom says so he doesn't show up in your computer and
Just back it already. Just back it already.
he had to say it twice. He's emphatic about this.
He is. You can tell. Got that
Crom
no
likes-
nonsense look.
Crom likes the manga. He's all like, give it to me.
I want to thank Max and Doc for coming out, backing me up.
Yeah, no problem.
It's look, I'm just a fan. If I don't have some industry people out here to ask questions that are actually important, I kind of look dumb. So I ain't dumb. I bring people with me to know what they're talking about. I just know what I like. Okay, I can
That's all
only
you need to know.
Yeah, I mean, I can only give you a fan's perspective, and as a fan, I think indie comics are doing fine. It's growing. It's like the less we worry about what those other guys are doing, the better we're gonna do.
Oh, hell yeah.
See, everybody always says, well, if you raise Marvel and DC up, that'll get more people in the comic shops, that'll get more people buying indies and blah, blah, blah. And I personally say, let Marvel and DC keep shooting themselves in the foot, because people that want comics are still going to buy comics.
Yes.
Yep.
They're just going to be buying them from the independent circuit, which is fine by me.
Mhm.
Agreed.
If we have to make up a madness catalog to send around to people at some point, we will.
See, that's another thing I say, that someone needs to spend $5-10 million creating a distribution channel that is like Diamond, but it's only for indies.
Yeah.
That way, these comic shops can have a place in a magazine to order from that they don't have now, because there needs to. Because I mean, most of these comic shops, they don't want to pay shipping because they're already paying shipping for Diamond. Lunar's free. Penguin Random House, they're free. So they want to make sure that they don't have to pay shipping. And if you could do a returnability thing, that would be super huge.
Yeah, if you can tell the retailer, look, if it doesn't sell, send it back to me. We'll send you something else. Try that. If it gets to the point where he just wants to bail out, you give them the option. Don't stick them with stuff. That's what Marvel and DC do.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd have to do something to where it was like the returnability gives you 50% back or something like that, because
some kind of credit, something. Okay,
something.
You gotta do something, and that's what they don't do. They
Didn't
stick
Diamond
guys.
used to do that?
They did, and then in
Yeah.
the 90s, the guy from Mile High Comics kind of helped Diamond kill that.
Yeah. Screwed the
Returnability.
pooch for everybody.
Mhm. Sadly, it happens. But you know what, people? Like I said, I don't feel that there's anything wrong with the comic industry. I have 4 grandkids. They read comics. They have a box of comics of their own. Okay.
My
It's
kid
up to
loves
us.
Venom. He loves Venom.
Yep.
You know, he's 9 years old and he reads Venom. Like every time I get him a new Venom comic, he's like, "Hell yeah, new Venom!"
I'm telling you, look, it's up to us to turn them onto it, and it's up to us to make sure that they get something that's good, that they want to keep reading.
Absolutely.
So keep making good stuff that people want to read, and they'll keep buying your books.
Mhm.
I wish there was like a super formula that works for everybody, but man, look, if you make a good book, and somebody reads it, they're gonna tell their friends.
Yep.
They're going to tell somebody. If they tell one person, hey, that was a good freaking book, you should check that out, you made the impact you're looking for. That's the impact you're looking for, okay? You want people to go, wow, that was good. Talk about it, you know? Just do that. Make good stuff. Make stuff that you like. Probably other people are going to like it too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
There's always like-minded people all over the internet. You can see that just with all these niche groups that are created.
True.
Look at the porn.
And that's just about the only thing you won't find in the man. Everything else, hey, heads getting chopped off, all that, man. Open season, baby. So that's the way we're going to do it. We're going to end this show on a high note. There's nothing wrong with indie comics, people. Who cares what those other comics? Who cares? Let them do what they do.
Good fun. That's what it is. Good fun.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I have friends that own stores. Like Max's partner owns a store.
Yeah.
And look, you guys know what's up. You know what your customers like. If you don't know what your customers like, you probably shouldn't even be a comic store. Because you need to have interaction with the people that come in and give you money. You need to know what they like. You need to know what you sell them when they walk through. Hey, man, the new Venom's here. Just like what Max was just saying, okay?
Yep.
You need to know what your customer, that guy come through the door, you need to know what he likes so you can start a conversation with him and get him into his wallet, okay? There's lots of indie comics that cover all that stuff. Lots of them. I'm sorry that Marvel and DC cut their titles down to the point where you have so much empty shelf space. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But I do know a whole bunch of people making kick-ass comics that could be on your shelves.
They could fill that space up too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you want to order some Antarctic Press books, you can get Atrocity Press books through Antarctic Press.
Really?
So,
Nice.
I mean, they're our distributor.
Also, get them right there on Max's own, atrocitypress.com.
You certainly can. Right here. Atrocitypress.com. Digitally or physically. Buy them today.
Buy them today. Just like that. Look, guys, it's not hurt. They might be getting hurt, but we're not hurt. You know, just keep making good stuff. Keep telling people about it. They're going to buy it. When they have money, they're going to buy it. You know, with that, I'm going to check out. Max, thanks for coming out. Daniel, I hope to see you again here real soon when we get ready to launch this, the sign-up page.
Yes,
the ROKU
I will be here for that, definitely.
I want to come out and talk. Once we get the sign-up page, I want to come out and talk to you guys again on your show too. You know, once we have something to show people, here, go sign up. This is what we're doing. Here's what it looks like. All that. You know,
because
I'm really excited about it.
We've got the test channel up now. So
yeah.
You can add it to your Roku. And
let me do this real quick again, because I showed this to Mike earlier, Max. Put the remote. Damn it. See, extra remotes now is going to be a problem too. Oh, it's
now you see why I lost mine.
Yeah, it's just extra remotes are going to be a problem. Here, I got a new remote, but let me.
You got the Rocky cam.
I showed this to Mike earlier. See that?
Yep, it was the
it's
Rocky
the Baron Earls show on the Roku preview. Mike Barrett, J.S. Earls featuring Jim Shooter. That was a great show. You guys should go watch that.
Absolutely.
And it's on Roku now. Yo. That's so weird to say that because I've been like chastising Q for the last 6 weeks because he keeps going.
And Roku.
Yeah, he'd be like on YouTube and Roku. And I'm like, we're not on Roku yet. Quit saying it.
And now you can say it to your heart's content.
Yeah, now you can say it. It's fun. Look, guys, we're doing the thing. We're going to keep growing. This is how we do it. Networking, promotion. The guys over at Iron Age Nights, it's a great show. Go check out Royce, Daniel, Richard. Those guys are fun. I had a great time on their show.
It was a good time.
Good, yeah. Great time.
We had a great time talking with you.
Yeah.
IAK is such a fun show.
It really is. At first, I was like, "Oh no, it's going to be another one of them troll chat shows," but it's really not. It's like,
Yeah,
cool.
I remember Pops was all like, "I'm going on this show, and I don't know if it's going to be a trolly show or not. But can you sitting there in the chat just in case they need to ask questions." I'm like, yeah, I got you.
It's like Max is my tech guy. He's the developer of the Roku channel. Okay, so when I go on a show and people ask tech questions, I'm like, so I tell Max, "Hey man, be in the chat, be watching. If they ask something I can't answer, bail me out quick."
That's what's up.
I just come out here and talk. That's what I do. Max, I love you, brother. Daniel, I will see you again soon. You guys have a great day. I'm going to play some commercials on my way out of here from some of the campaigns that you can be checking out right now. Peace.
I told that moron not to take out my Tchaikovsky tape. No matter, let's get started. Here we are, Nancy Moon. The last time we left our heroine, she had just joined my esteemed colleagues at level M. And the soldier who cannot stop talking, a magician with money issues, and a vampire with a checkered past. But there are other teammates she's yet to meet. One in particular might be a little bit shocking for her. I do hope she's not allergic. Back it today, won't you? Like right meow.
The Civil War was America's bloodiest conflict. Over 500,000 died to preserve national unity. When the war ended, Confederates like Harley Brogdon headed west, shooting games for the Army and gambling. When a card game turns deadly, Harley shoots in self-defense, killing the card sharp who threw down first. Wilfred Knorr, the card sharp's wealthy father, will stop at nothing to see Harley hang. Harley flees to Cobb's Gap, an old silver mining town at the foot of the Rockies. A remarkably peaceful town, especially after dark. But the sheriff harbors a dark secret, and no one dares go into the mines anymore. Cobb's Gap is full of secrets. People speak in hushed tones of something in the mines. Something worse than their cursed sheriff. Something even the Indians fear from the deepest pits of hell. Every secret will be exposed. Bronze Star. Order your copy at bronzestarcomic.com.
What is Path of the Pale Rider anyway? Is it a comic book? No, that's not it. Is it this? What the heck is Path of the Pale Rider, man? There's no way this is right. How about this? I have no idea.
We don't rob a bank.
Oh, it's this.
Comic Books for Kids provides comic books to kids in hospitals and cancer centers across the U.S. It's a place where we can all work together to make sure every child has a comic book. 100% of all proceeds go towards the kids. It's about making a difference, and while they're in the hospital, allowing them to fly like a superhero, battle dragons, or rescue teddy bears. We are in every state in the country and now support over 160 hospitals. Every month, we...
How do you end this thing? How do you put the... Where's the brakes on this bus? I forgot.
Jazz
how to drive.
hands. Jazz hands.
Have a good night.